Football's Bible, known in its heyday as the Rothmans, is set to cease publication after 48 years following the loss of its key backer. Sky Sports are pulling out of their football yearbook title sponsorship, which started in 2003, and publishers Headline are unable to keep the book going without new money, which they have been unable to attract so far. The revered almanac was called the Rothmans Football Yearbook for 33 years, and a generation of fans have copies on their bookshelves. Sky made their decision last August due to the cost, thought to be more than £10,000 a year, and because of the yearbook's declining relevance in the digital age, when so much information is available online. An extra sadness would be the yearbook, first published for the 1970-71 season, going under just 2 years shy of its half-century. Rothmans backed the publication, a statistical record of the previous season in British football, including all results, appearances, goal scorers and transfers, and running to more than 1,000 pages, from its launch until legislation restricting tobacco sponsorship forced them out. For many years the book was edited by Jack Rowland, whose daughter Glenda joined him as co-editor in 1995. The pair's involvement ended after the 2012-13 edition. Nick Davis, who was expelled as IAAF Chief of Staff for misleading an investigation, is back in sport working for a strategic communications company. Pagefield are competing with big campaign giants Vero to represent the European Olympic Committees. The EIC's current PR advisors JTA are not being retained because of their closeness to disgraced former EIC President Pat Hickey, who was the driving force behind the irrelevant European Games, first held in Baku in 2015 and heading for Minsk next year. Tottenham's unpopular way of allocating season tickets for their new stadium is being blamed on the club using 2006-07 when their latest ticketing system was installed, as the start date for working out priority. This puts season ticket holders of 50 years standing on a par with fans of 12 years, because the club insists they do not have reliable data pre-2006, although it is hard to believe there are no records at White Hart Lane of their 20th century regulars. A Spurs spokesman said their old data are very sketchy. He added, "There is plenty of space available in the stadium, no matter which phase you are in." The RFU, who have major problems on the playing front after England's Six Nations fiasco, now face disgruntlement from the Twickenham ground maintenance crew. They are upset at the short deadline they have been given to agree to leave RFU employment after more than 70 years of combined service and join outside services provider CBRE, who are RFU sponsors. One said, "You wouldn't believe one of the RFU core values is respect, considering the disgusting ways we've been treated after so many years loyal service." An RFU spokeswoman said, "We have followed legal regulations in the transfer of staff. Club snub digital deal the Premier League have temporarily seen off the challenge of their Big Six clubs wanting an increased share of overseas TV rights cash. But while discussions continue over a formula that will satisfy all 20 clubs, the next attack on the collective culture of the top flight will concern digital rights. The leading clubs are unlikely to work together on this one, instead wanting to maximize their own revenue from digital opportunities, which were not part of the shareholders' statutes when the PL was formed in 1992. Manchester United will be at the forefront of Premier League discussions around social media. They have followings of 73.7 million on Facebook, 21 meters on Instagram and 20 meters on Twitter. And they recruited Phil Lynch from Yahoo to be chief executive of media to grow their digital business. The 17 elite referees who officiate in the Premier League have just had a crash course in the video assistant referee system at its unglamorous Stockley Park headquarters near Heathrow. But the odds are that the 20 Premier League clubs will vote to defer bringing in VAR for another year when they discuss the issue on April 13.